Okay, when we left off yesterday, BEezus was having a birthday, and Ramona was trying to do everything in her power to ruin it. So no matter what good things had happened on her birthday with BEezus, Ramona was always managing to mess it up. Birthday cakes, and now mashed potatoes and jelly causing problems. Ramona. All right, let's read and find out what happened. I like jelly on my mashed potatoes, interrupted Ramona, looking sulky. You can't have jelly on your mashed potatoes because you aren't supposed to, said BEezus crossly, forgetting Sacagawea for the moment. That's as good an answer as any, agreed Father. There are some things we don't do because we aren't supposed to. Ramona looked even more sulky. Where is my merry sunshine? Mother asked. Ramona scowled. I am too a merry sunshine, she shouted angrily. Ramona, said Mother quietly, you may go to your room until you can behave yourself. It serves you right, too, thought BEezus. I am too a merry sunshine, insisted Ramona. But she got down from the table and ran out of the room. Everyone was silent for a moment. BEezus, what is it you were trying to tell me? Aunt BEezus asked. And finally BEezus got to tell about leading Lewis and Clark to Oregon with a doll tied to Mother's breadboard for a papoose, and how her teacher told her what a clever girl she was to think of using a breadboard for a papoose board. Somehow she did not feel the same about telling the story after all Ramona's interruptions. Being Sacagawea for the PTA did not seem very important now. No matter what she did, Ramona always managed to spoil it. Unhappily, BEezus went on eating her chicken and peas. It was another one of those terrible times when she did not love her little sister. You mustn't let Ramona get you down, whispered Mother. BEezus didn't answer. What a terrible girl she was not to love her little sister. How shocked and surprised Mother would be if she knew. BEezus, you look as if something's bothering you, remarked Aunt Beatrice. BEezus looked down at her plate. How could she ever tell such an awful thing? Why don't you tell us what's wrong? Aunt Beatrice suggested. Perhaps we could help. She sounded so interested and so understanding that BEezus discovered she really wanted to tell what was on her mind. Well, sometimes I just don't love Ramona, she blurted out to get it over with. There, she had said it right out loud, and on her birthday, too. Now everyone would know what a terrible girl she was. My goodness, is that all that bothers you? Mother sounded surprised. BEezus nodded miserably. Why, there's no reason why you should love Ramona all the time, Mother went on. After all, there are probably lots of times when she doesn't love you. Now it was BEezus's turn to be surprised. Surprised and relieved at the same time. She wondered why she hadn't thought of it that way before. Aunt Beatrice smiled. Dorothy, she said to Mother, do you remember that time And she began to laugh so hard she couldn't finish the sentence. You took my doll with that beautiful yellow curl and dyed her hair with black shoe dye, finished Mother. And the two grown-up sisters went into gales of laughter. Well, I didn't love you a bit that time, admitted Mother. I was mad at you for days. And you were always so bossy because you were older, said Aunt Beatrice. I'm sure I didn't love you at all when you were supposed to take me to school and made me walk about 6 feet behind you because you didn't want people to know you had to look after me. Mother, exclaimed BEezus in shocked delight. Did I do that? Laughed Mother. I'd forgotten all about it. What else did Mother do? BEezus asked eagerly. Oh, she was terribly fussy, said Aunt Beatrice. We had to share a room, and she used to get mad because I was untidy. Once she threw all my paper dolls into the waste paper basket because I had left them on her side of the dresser. That was another time we didn't love each other. Fascinated, BEezus hoped this interesting conversation would continue. Imagine Mother and Aunt Beatrice quarreling. Oh, but the worst thing of all, said Mother, remember? I'll never forget it, exclaimed Aunt Beatrice, as if she knew what Mother was talking about. Wasn't I awful? Perfectly terrible, agreed Mother, wiping her eyes because she was laughing so hard. What happened? Begged BEezus, who could not wait to find out what dreadful thing Aunt Beatrice had done when she was a girl. Mother, tell what happened. Well, it all began when the girls began to take autograph albums to school, began Mother, and then went off into another fit of laughter. Oh, Beatrice, you tell it. Well, of course I wanted an autograph album, too, continued Aunt Beatrice. BEezus nodded because she, too, had an autograph album. Well, your mother, who was always very sensible, saved her allowance and bought a beautiful album with a red cover stamped in gold. Oh, I envied her. As soon as your Aunt Beatrice got her allowance, she always ran right over to the school store and spent it, said Mother. Oh, yes, on the most awful junk, agreed Aunt Beatrice. Licorice whips and pencils that were square instead of round, and I don't know what all. Yes, but what about the autograph album? Asked BEezus. I'm almost ashamed to tell it, said Aunt Beatrice. Oh, go on, urged Mother. It's priceless. Well, when I saw your mother with that brand new autograph album that she bought because she was so sensible, I was annoyed because I wanted one too, and I hadn't saved my allowance. And then she asked me if I'd like to sign my name in it. It was my night to set the table, added Mother. I should have never left her alone with it. But what happened? BEezus could hardly wait to find out. I sat down on the desk and picked up a pen, planning to write on the last page. By hook or by crook, I'll be the last in your book, said Aunt Beatrice. Oh, did people write that in those days too? BEezus was surprised because she had thought this was something very new to write in an autograph album. But I didn't write it, continued Aunt Beatrice. I just sat there wishing I had an autograph album. And then I took the pen, and I wrote my name on every single page of the book. Aunt Beatrice, you didn't! Not in Mother's brand new autograph album! BEezus was horrified and delighted at the same time. What a terrible thing to do! She certainly did, said Mother, and not just plain Beatrice Haswell either. She wrote Beatrice Ann Haswell, Miss B. Haswell, B.A. Haswell, Esquire, and everything she could think of. When she couldn't think of any more ways to write her name, she started all over again. Oh, Aunt Beatrice! How absolutely awful! Exclaimed BEezus, with a touch of admiration in her voice. Oh, yes, wasn't it? Agreed Aunt Beatrice. I don't know what got into me. And what did Mother do? Inquired BEezus, eager for the whole story. We had a dreadful quarrel, and I got in big trouble, said Aunt Beatrice. Your mother didn't love me one little bit for a long, long time, and I wouldn't admit it, but I felt terrible because I spoiled her autograph album. Fortunately, Christmas came along about that time when we were both given albums, and that put an end to the whole thing. Why, thought Beatrice, Aunt Beatrice used to... Wait, sorry, guys. Why, thought BEezus, Aunt Beatrice used to be every bit as awesome